Now we're going to add another library that helps us save file saving and loading. So what we're going to do is include, and it's called fstream. This will help us load files. Now what we're going to do is SDL2 stream off stream, and this is the file. So we can create loaded file. Now we're going to do loaded file dot open, and I will specify where we want to open it. So what we're going to do is data slash stage layout dot txt. So we're going to make it a text file, and if it won't exist, it will automatically create that file there inside our data folder. Now we can write something into that file. So we can do loaded file exactly like stdout loaded file, and then we can say, hello, I'm writing to a file, and then we can do C and L to end the line. And whenever you open a file, you need to close it. So what we're gonna do is loaded file.close. And since we saved something to a file, we should actually let player know. So we can say level saved. Alright, so let's go to, let's close all these folders. Let's go to our Let's Make RPG folder, and inside the data folder. Yeah, let's just move it to the side. And so we can watch this folder. Now when we run the game, it will save this into data folder, which is here. Now let's press F11. And we can't press F11 because we're not in the level creation mode. So press F12 and then press F11. And as you can see, this appeared because our program created the stage layout folder, which we named it here. And if you open it, it actually says what I've wrote into the hello, I'm writing to a file. Now what we're going to do is save the tree information inside this file. And we can't just save a class in there. We have to actually save the information, and then we're gonna create the class objects of the class when we start the game. And we're just gonna pass the information in the file when we're creating that object. But the only two pieces of information that tree needs in order to be created is the X position and Y position. The rest we already will have. So what we have to do is just save tree's X position and Y position, and we'll be set. So what we're going to do is we'll have to loop through each tree inside here and just pass in X and Y position. First, let's just loop through all the trees. We can actually copy this, since this already loops through all the trees. And we can comment this out. and we can just write inside the file. Each time inside, and we can just do hi, anything. Okay, let's run it. What we're gonna do is just look what's inside the file. Now we're gonna press, let's change one thing quickly, because it's annoying. Let's change it so every time we start a level creation when we begin the game. Later we can change it back to gameplay, but for now, for the testing, it will save us pressing F12 each time. Alright, and if we go to the folder, and now if we press F11, as you can see, the file is empty because there is no trees. It didn't loop a single time through them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place 1, 3 and press F11, and as you can see, there's the line. Now let's place 4 trees. So there's 4 trees, we're gonna press F11, and there's 4 lines. So there's as many lines as there's trees. Now we can press F11, as you can see, how many trees there are. Now let's close this. Now what we're gonna do is get that tree's information and pass it inside the file. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this I, since this is for each tree. And we can just write, for example, X, and then I, and then get, and tree only has 2 functions, draw crown and draw trunk. We need to add 2 more functions, which is get X and get Y position. So let's quickly do that. Let's go here and get X and get Y. And we have to keep track of the X and Y. This is easy way of creating 2 ints in one line. You can just do comma, Y, and that's basically the same as int X, semicolon, int Y, semicolon. Okay, so we have X and Y. Now we're gonna just add them inside here. First, let's set them X equals, and let's change this to X underscore past and Y underscore past. X equals X underscore past. Y equals Y underscore past. Alright. So now we have X and Y, and you don't have to worry about changing anything here because we set them, so this is basically the same thing. Okay, so we have X and Y. Now let's just do the getters. Void 3, get X, return X. Void 3, get Y. Oh, my bad. This is not void, this is integer. And I didn't even spell void correctly here. It's integer, since we are returning integers. Okay, so now we have X and Y. We can go back to our environment and just do get X. Then Y. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a tab. So the X position isn't like here, like a number. Let's say this is X position. We want to write it like this. What we're gonna do is /t. This will add a tab, and if you do /n, this will add like an enter. Same /n is exactly the same as SD and L. So we can just do /t, which is tab, then Y. So it won't say ty. This will just do a tab. then y, and then we can just copy that actually. And instead of get x, just get y. Now, let's run it. And let's go to here. Now let's press F11. The file is empty. F1. And let's place 2 trees. Now F11. As you can see, we have the X. Then it added this tab here. Y. So this is the X position of first tree. And Y position of first tree. And then X position of second tree and Y position of second tree. But this doesn't really tell us much. Well, it doesn't tell us that this is actually tree information. If in future we have rocks and they require X and Y as well, this data would be really not organized. So I think the best way of doing it, having like a line in front saying that these are the tree information. So we can do something like let's make it fancy, like 3 minuses, 4 equal signs, begin, underscore 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Alright. And it's not loaded, it's loaded. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the end, but instead of begin, we're going to do end. Okay, let's run the program. Now let's press F11. And just says begin and end. Now let's place a tree. 2 trees, F11. Alright, so now we have saving of the file information. We save the X and Y of every tree we created during the game. Now, this should be here. Now we need to load the file when the game begins. So let's create a function load. Unfortunately, loading will be a little bit more tricky and longer than saving, since we'll have to decode this information so the program can know which one is what information is what. And so let's do a cn environment load. Oh, what? Load to file? No. Let's load from file. Alright, now let's add this in the constructor. So what you're gonna do is load it from the start, not when you press a button, but when the game starts, you load all the trees. Alright, now what we're gonna do is do std if stream, and we can call it loaded file again. And what we're going to do is open brackets, and it takes a string which tells it where the file is, so it's data level layout.txt, and it takes this string